will turn my volume up. I will turn y'all's volume up. Greetings and salutations, travelers. Welcome back to the Inn of Planar Crossroads, and welcome back to our Rise of the Runelords game. And we have a few announcements to get into before we start this session. Oh, I need to change that real quick while you guys are watching me change it. So we are in our second episode. There. Changed correctly. Okay. We are in our second episode of Rise of the Runelords Redux, where we return to Rise of the Runelords at level 10, running through our campaign. Now, as we discussed last time, new players, new characters, and also, this is an adult podcast that sometimes features adults that sometimes use adult language. You have been warned.
Thanks, Dad.
The Pathfinder has spoken. So, we have one single announcement as far as giveaways, and that is that we are going to be giving away a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons Rick and Morty companion book. So if you like Rick and Morty, and you like Dungeons & Dragons, and lots of people seem to like both, it's got to be a must-have. It's the plumbus of this particular, of D&D, you know? So, you don't know why it's really weird looking, but you must have it type thing. So, there you go. And no one even knows what a plumbus does, so... Anyway. That's the only announcement that we have at the moment. Any announcements from Black Dragon Gaming?
Yeah, really, no. I don't know when this goes live, but we should be rolling out our Final Fantasy D20 real soon. Other than that, that's basically... There's not a whole lot going on right now, except there's everything going on right now. I'm about to have 13 new characters in my life, so it's been
That's
busy
a big
time.
party.
Yeah, no, it's not that. That's two parties. Carrion Crown and this game are starting at basically the same time.
Okay.
So, other than that, no fancy stuff yet. But there should be, as more 2E stuff rolls out, there probably will be some kind of giveaway. I'm just not entirely sure what that looks like yet. But soon.
Okie dokie. All right, then. That means we can get into the game. Which, when last we left our heroes, we had them running towards the Rusty Dragon to commune and get back with Amiko, as well as Boldrago. There we go. And everything that was going on there, because Boldrago had found out that there was a giant raid on the way. So, there we go. And I believe we're ready to get into it. So, we're going to pick up right there. You guys have made it into the inn. Everyone's there, as well as Hemlock and the mayor are talking with Amiko. They're strategizing. They're getting everything around. And you guys come in on them discussing and talking like, we don't have everything we need to fight against this whole, what was it? How many? They don't.
Oh, there's at least 12 of them.
12? 12 stone giants.
But wait, there's more.
There's more.
There was giant beast with flaming mouth.
A dragon?
Could be. It was far away.
Okay, then it would be really nice to know. And this is the mayor. She's kind of starting to hyperventilate at the very thought of a dragon coming close to Sandpoint. And you guys have walked in on this. Amiko is, leaning against the bar, really soaking it all up and getting all the information she can out and stuff like that.
Okay. So I have to imagine Skoros doesn't walk in so much as Skoros just like shoulder checks the door mid run to like knock it open. What is happening? Looking
Well,
at everybody who's assembled.
they're kind of like, those three. Those three are kind of like, at you just busting in, a bit of a start. But Hemlock says that, well, apparently, according to Boldrago, there's some giants on the way. Giants, stone giants, not your hill giant that you can deal with, and not a single hill giant that you can just drive off. It seems to be a full raiding party. He said 12 plus possibly a dragon.
Skoros is just going to get kind of like wide eyed at this. Off the top of my head, without asking anyone, what is Sandpoint's like defenses? Does it have a wall? Does it have?
Well, why don't we take you over to a map?
It has a shitty wall.
It's like
Quickly consult map.
It is a wall.
it has a wall on the north side.
Well, I mean, wall is one thing. I think at this point the water is almost a better defense. Well, no, one of them's flying.
Well, yeah, but that lets one thing through. Stone giants, I don't imagine, swim very well.
Yeah. Okay.
But depending on how deep it is, they may just be able to walk.
This is also true.
Yeah. Okay. Is the wall sturdy? Is it sound? Is like
It's
if a
stone.
wall? So if it takes a rock to the face, it might maybe hold.
Well, stone
Is-
against stone.
Okay,
couldn't do
fair.
it forever.
It's not just like a wooden palisade and whoop, and you're in trouble.
No, it's the north wall there on the north side and the Lost Coast Road, right at the very top of y'all's map, basically.
I
No,
see.
we're not trying to keep out Zora Magdaros with a wooden palisade.
Fair enough. Do I know Hemlock? Has Hemlock been in power for like long enough that I might know him?
I mean, I'm not really sure that's the appropriate adjective.
You know what I mean.
But
I mean, he's the chief of police. He has power. It's a small
no,
town.
actually, he was not in. You left at 15, and you're how old now?
25.
No, he was here before then. You had heard of him, but he wasn't sheriff at that point.
So then that brings up an even like bigger question because Tommy knows from like lore metagaming that Hemlock is not Hemlock's last name. That's how you say it in Chelish, and he's Shawanti, and he assimilated as well. So there might be a bit of like, well, as suddenly this dude is not wearing the like furs and carrying the Earthbreaker with the like tusks stapled on because that's a weapon, I guess.
Well,
So in that case, just
part of his
Good.
backstory is that he assimilated willfully. I mean, he wasn't.
yeah, like
He did
he
it because he chose to.
something
and
something
that's-
fire something elected mayor or not mayor but chief of police. I forget, but I've kind of seen it. In any case, looking at him, just you're in charge here.
I'm the sheriff now, if that's what you mean.
Do
Technically,
you have
the mayor's in charge.
But you are in charge of the defenses.
That's the plan.
Do you have a plan?
I just got the information. Haven't had time to make a plan. Do you
I
have a
see.
plan?
How's a knowledge local check look for a plan? Seem good?
I mean, you can try for knowledge of the local area.
Or would you prefer engineering? I'm pretty okay both. Local for like the setup for the town, which is the most defensible, what happens if the wall breaks, so on and so forth.
That's about as best as you can get from a local, so you can do that.
Okay, blam!
Nat 20. Okay, you remember that that the wall up here is pretty good. You know, it's as good a wall as you're going to get on Sandpoint in the north. But these two roads right here on the Tarandarok River, these little bridges, they have no walls, no defense. I mean, there's a small wall, there's a small cliff-like wall around this part of the city, this eastern side of it. It kind of slopes real heavy into the water, but that's not a wall.
Are we assuming that those bridges will hold more than one 1,500-pound stone giant at a time?
Well, they're made to hold really heavy wagons, so that won't be a problem. Like if something walks across it, that won't necessarily be a problem. Also, you know that water on the Tarandarok River is not deep enough to stop a giant, like the size of a stone giant.
Mm-hmm.
So burning the bridges does us no good.
Right.
No, it just
best not
puts
to
it-
burn bridges.
Heh.
People hurt. All right. So
Okay.
that's what you get there. There is this small portion down here where near the Sandpoint Harbor, this little peninsula right here is where a lot of the rich folk live. And it'd be even harder to defend and have even less defenses than the town would, because it's so far away land-wise to be defended.
Indeed. Okay. So,
Hemlock turns to Boldrago and says, "How long do you think they'll be before they get here?"
That's a good question. How far away were I when I encountered these things?
You were, by flight, you could get here pretty quick. It took you a good while, but you could get here. You estimate if they're not flying. They didn't exhibit any magical abilities to fly. So they're going to be here by tonight. Maybe if they take a while, tomorrow midday, but somewhere in that, between early tonight or tomorrow midday, they will be here. You've got you got a little less than a day, basically, to get ready.
I would say tonight, if the druids did a good job and kept them busy, maybe in the morning. But you have them giants knocking at your door fairly soon.
Sheriff, I don't suppose there might be in the harbor some ship with some kind of armaments. I don't think we're going to keep them out, at least not forever. There are too many places that they can just cross.
There aren't that many armed ships here. We have one ship in the harbor at the moment that might have a cannon. I don't know. I'd have to look at the ledger.
It's worth figuring out.
How long before the rest of us catch up?
Right about here.
You set an alarm and everything.
Right here.
Man,
That wasn't me. I do not
2
claim
minutes
that.
warning! It's not the first time Ross has done that to us.
All right. But that's what you see. That's what you think.
Sorry,
now
did
we're
you say
all
we
on our
catch
back
up
foot.
right about now?
Yes, you catch up.
Oh,
right about
okay.
now.
They got lost in translation when Ross scared the crap out of me.
Got lost in an emergency fire drill. There was no hope this time.
Yeah, okay. So, I guess leading the pack with the highest movement speed, or, well, a comparable movement speed to the horse.
Yeah.
Um, Egor will push through the front door after Skoros. We say, where you ran away so quick like following bird?
Oh man, I'm pulling an Alex. I forget. Hold on, I'm not gonna go. The Song of the Spheres works. The Song of the Spheres works in mysterious ways, my friend. There are stone giants coming.
Stone? Giant man made of stone?
Basically.
That sounds bad. How many? Like one? We can run off one man. I run off men all the time.
Can we run off 12?
How big did you say they were?
How big is a stone giant? Do I happen to have any idea?
Oh, I don't want to lie to you, so let me pull up. Stone giants are they are over 10 feet tall each. If they are less than 10 feet tall, they're a midget. They are 10 to 15. They're large creatures.
So maybe we get lucky. They are all dwarf.
Okay, adults are about 12 feet.
They're all dwarf giants.
Hey, I play a
Giant
dwarf
dwarf.
giant or a giant
He does.
dwarf.
Yeah.
Ah, you play a giant dwarf, but these would be dwarf giants. There's a very clear
Very
difference.
different thing.
What does a 29 give me for knowing strengths and weaknesses?
29?
Nature check.
Okay. Nature?
Nature.
Giants
Knowledge,
fall
nature.
Giants fall under nature. Okay. You may ask 3 questions.
Do they have any weaknesses?
I could be
Do they have any damage reductions?
I could be a real stickler here and say yes, they have weaknesses, or no, they have weaknesses. But I understand the question. So weaknesses, they have no specific weaknesses for like elements and things like that. They don't seem to have any specific weaknesses in that sense.
Okay. Are they known to fear anything in specific? Are they afraid, like, do we know they don't like water? They are afraid of fire? That sort of thing.
From your studies, you haven't encountered any or read about any that had broad weakness, a broad fear of anything specific. They have a great respect for magic within their own culture, but they don't necessarily fear it outside of their culture. So they tend to be a bit superstitious, but other than that,
And my final question would be, how tough are these? I'm looking for a ballpark guess of hit points.
so a ballpark guess of hit points.
Because I know every troll's mileage may vary, but
These things, if you kind of gauged it and you looked at your friends and your party members, you'd be like, they're stronger than the midget. They're most of the time as smart as a human. And their hardiness is not to be underestimated. They can take quite a beating without any problems. There's no real way to quantify hit points in real life, so I'm struggling to quantify it for you here. One thing you do know that almost everybody knows whenever they look at stone giants, and you guys have heard about stone giants, they're not uncommon in your 10th level adventurers. They like to throw things, so watch out for that.
Adam, would you say that a cannonball is about the size and consistency of a rock?
Significantly harder, but it would count as one for rock throwing, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, that's what I'm digging at here.
Mechanically thinking, are they going to throw cannonballs at me? I mean, if they get their hands on one.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, if there might be one ship in the harbor with a cannon, it might not be the best idea to turn it on the stone giants who are just going to catch the rock and then throw the harder one back.
Okay.
This is, again, assuming I have some vague idea of how giants work.
They play ball with boulders. So, take that information as you will.
I see.
Okay. However, they probably wouldn't be able to do that with something more like a ballista, right?
No, they can't catch missiles, only rocks.
Unless they got that deflect arrows.
Because
They got monk levels.
how
What?
many cubic feet is a ballista? I know that's a weird question.
How many cubic feet? Too much to build in a night, if that's what you're asking.
Fabricate.
Fabricate?
Boom! Sorry,
That's why I
I
asked. I am a buildy wizard. This is my shtick.
It is. That is Levi.
A how many cubic
I don't know why I like building things in games so much. Maybe because I'm not good enough to do it in real life.
No, that's not true. We give you level and tape measure and saw, and I tell you do not cut fingers off. It will be fine.
It is good.
Proceeds
Paddle on
to cut
canoe. Run
fingers off.
Swanson. It does.
I mean-
Measure twice, cut all fingers once. Yeah.
Shoot.
But it was straight!
You can really
And
only
this
cut
is
all
why I
fingers once.
sent you a coaster, Tommy.
He did. Wham! Sweet.
It's the official store merch right there.
Yeah.
So a light ballista has a size of large.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Gee, if only we had a giant death gator tiger to carry it. Mm.
No, I just because I'm like, hey, town, do you want some defense? Give me the materials for a ballista.
He doesn't get it.
I'll make it for you. No, I don't. Oh, now I do. You actually asked me for some if I could think of any ways to help with that concept forever ago.
Yeah, I did. How to have a ballista and be a siege mage without having the siege mage. Yes, I did.
Yeah. And I can also help with that. And I have a set of master woodworking tools in the wagon.
Oh.
So handy.
Yes, we should.
What about townspeople? Huh? If giants get inside, what would happen to them?
Is
At
there
this-
somewhere safe they can go?
At this
Can we
moment,
take them to harbor, load them onto boat?
At this moment, Father Xantis... Someone sent for me?
Do I know who that is?
Father Xantis, yeah.
Does he have the same religion as me? He does, doesn't he? He doesn't.
Yeah, is it
He
Desmond?
doesn't.
That's what I thought. So I guess Skoros is going to turn him if he's wheezing him, grab him and help him over. Because he's a pretty old dude, right?
Ugh, he's not that old.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
40s.
I thought he was super mega ancient.
Nah, that's Quink.
No, but I think it is OG art. He's dressed weirdly like a Catholic priest.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. That OG art for Rise of the Runelords, not
Is
exactly
bad.
flattering.
Yeah.
Old Amiko was not. It is not the future leader of Minkai. I mean, spoilers.
Well,
Well, now we have to play Jade Region.
I'm in.
we'll see. Anybody can die.
Dun, dun, dun.
An alternate universe where Skoros becomes Empress of Minkai.
Subtle, Jason.
Okay. So you guys are formulating plans, is what I'm hearing.
I think the subject we're on now is how to get the people to safety where they can go.
Okay. So, they, as you look at the map, let me go over there so I can see too. Father Xantus is all for them, come into the chapel if everybody wants to do that. As you guys get more information.
So there's no on the boat idea?
Well, as you guys get more information, and as people start running back and forth to try and get things coordinated, one of the pieces of information that you get is there's only really one boat in port that's got a cannon on it, and that's because it makes merchant trips and needs a little bit of defense. It is a one called the Wistful Widow, and it is in town. And it has a cannon on each side, and that's what it's got.
Ain't bad.
Well, I mean,
Egor,
you
I
gotta
believe
turn
a
it.
boat is a bad idea. A boat is a bad idea, Egor. I'm sorry, an alternate Boldrago. This man here, you said, is it a dragon?
I think so, yes.
Boats burn, my friend.
It's better not to burn at sea. But
Where
not
on the map
so
is the
much
chapel?
better to burn at home.
At least on land, they have somewhere to run, somewhere to duck. Out there, you have only a watery grave. Adam, where's the chapel on ye old map of Sandpoint?
It is right there. Yeah, someone just pinged it.
Can someone ping it again? All right, let me zoom out. Just ping it until aha! Oh, the one that looks chapel-y. Okay,
Yeah.
fair.
Strangely enough, Tommy.
Actually, that doesn't look like a chapel. That looks like a... I don't know what that looks like.
Well, yeah, what does it look like, Tommy? Tell me. Tell me what that looks like.
It looks like an alien with a funny face from Rick and Morty, because there's the two eyes, and there's a hole in his head for some random reason, and then here's the funny mouth, and oh, geez, Kane. That's what I got.
Okay.
Oh, jeez, Kane, there's still giants!
It looks like a bunch of stone eggs in a childlike attempt of a Celtic cross.
Yeah, kind of. Also that.
But that's where it is. That's the chapel.
The spirits whisper you have caves. You have
he's-
caves.
Oh, they do
Nice.
have caves.
He's not
They do.
lying. He's not wrong. We have caves below the glassworks. It
So
might
while
be
they're having this
possible.
conversation, Skoros is going to step out and call for Matia again. When she comes down, just, there are giants coming. Do not draw attention to yourself. And I imagine a bird mega high in the air doesn't really look like much. Oh, there's a dragon. Never mind. Do not go scout for us. You will die. And back in. Stupid dragon providing air support. Stupid air support. Why can't they all just be 1d20 plus 20 ogres?
What? Yeah, right.
We've been training all of the second book for this moment.
I don't know that a dragon would be like, singular bird, I must kill it.
Then it might be smart enough to realize that it's a, more than random falcon. Well, okay, if nothing else, I guess, I'll go out and... Oh, wait, never mind. I'll grab the bird by
It
feathers.
starts
Not really.
to fly off. You're like, oh wait, drag it back down.
No, wait. Fly over Sandpoint. When they arrive, let us know.
And it,
Is it?
and it goes up high. It starts flying around.
Can I have some information on the dragon as I
Sure.
spotted it?
Knowledge nature. Okay. It is definite. You can tell that this is definitely a dragon. It's not a worm or a basilisk or anything like that. It is a full-fledged dragon, based upon 4 legs, wings, and all that. And when you think back, its whole body was red, so it's probably a full red and not any kind of
Probably a
amalgamation.
red dragon, unless it's disguising itself.
Unless it's disguising itself. Which
Where
you
it's just eaten.
but also you know that it, based upon its size, it probably wasn't full grown. So
Don't think I would know what that would be anyway, but yeah.
it didn't look big enough. From the stories you've heard, it didn't look big enough to be full grown, but it looked big.
It's the difference between getting run over by a Fiat and getting run over by a Firebird.
It doesn't feel like very much difference. Also, what is a Fiat?
Or diesel engine. What is diesel engine? Come full
What
circle.
is diesel engine? I am diesel engine.
Hi, octane muscle.
Leave your phantom steed at home. Egor will carry the wagon and just picks up wagon, goes hop, 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 all across Varizia.
Oh, we got a carrying capacity of what, like 26?
I mean, could do it.
Which is okay, but I don't know. We'll have to move the tongue of the wagon down.
No, I just pick up wagon.
It will be fine. I just lift.
It's like, oh, my back. Oh, this was a bad idea.
Egor not stopping pothole. Very bad for everyone.
All right.
Town Mayor, I think you can take care of the civilians. We will not be too interested in evacuation.
As long as they are in fact evacuated.
I don't know that we can evacuate everyone, and I don't know that we can fit everyone down in the caves and catacombs, but we can try. It seems like a fair idea to try. I'll start organizing everything.
It's the idea we have.
It's good. If people want to live, they will move.
They can scrunch you very close, like contortionist back at circus. It's very good idea, Boldrago.
And he just gives you a giant smile with his pearl white teeth.
All right,
this
I'm
is
back. I'm
really
getting
good
the
because
drinks. What did I miss?
He's 6.5 feet tall, and you're like 3 feet.
3 foot
something.
2.
You don't even come to his waist. He's that tall and lanky.
Okay.
And you're really
Okay,
short.
we're
and
just
muscular.
like polar opposites. He's tall and scrawny, and I'm like short and just ripped.
And probably that
It's
type
about
of rift.
It's about the same mass.
Yeah, we weigh about the same.
Yeah.
Just spread a little differently.
And I imagine that, aside from the picture being a little misleading, that the musculature of the little halfling strongman is not one of like this sleek muscle. It's this really bulged muscle, and he's got this.
Oh yeah, like
He's got this. It looks like might be rounded, but it's all muscle, so that he can lift those, do those deadlifts and stuff like that with the big heavy things.
oh yeah, it's just like slab like.
Yeah, Egor does not lift for definition. He lifts for gains.
It's like if you shrunk the mountain down, you know?
And then he becomes Boulder. He gets thrown by Stone Giant. He punch other Stone Giant. We do Star Toss style. Use Egor. And it's good. Everyone is dead now. Oh.
Oh,
right.
that would be so funny.
No, I just googled power lifter, and like second row down there was a little person power lifter. That's amazing. Perfect. This is my character.
Which I could. The other thing is, I could always help with that with a infused extract of enlarged person.
Oh.
Oh, I don't know if Egor is ready for that kind of power.
Yeah, it could be medium size of everyone else.
All right.
So I guess turning to Hemlock, how many men do we have?
We have the guards, but I don't know if we have. We alone, the guards, can't handle this. My men aren't trained to fight giants. We're trained to hold off bandits and keep order in the town.
Wasn't this place been having a trouble with giants? Who took care of it then?
No, this is the first time we've been in trouble with giants.
Oh, I misunderstood something. My
I
apologies.
suppose they're giant kin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ogres and stuff were down somewhere else. Down by Storval and stuff. So, no.
It's just bad. I leave, I get confused. I try and make silly comments.
No worries.
Stupid fire alarms.
No worries.
You kids and your fire drills.
You kids and staying safe at school.
I don't even know what happened.
Someone tried to cook mac and cheese. Leave it in the microwave for 10 minutes. Make
Yeah,
it
it's
smell
mac
better.
and cheese.
You guys started the fire.
It was always burning since the world's been turning.
This is how we play at the IPC. We just sing.
Yep. It's karaoke
And
every
I
night.
still wonder what the cubic footage of a ballista is.
Hey, if you want to make it, you gotta calculate it.
Large?
I've been looking into it, but I haven't
before,
found a way to calculate it.
If it's
It's a large
Draw
size
that-
thing.
think it out in a grid. It's this. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
It would be somewhere between 20 and 40 cubic feet. Probably not a full 40 cubic feet.
Yeah. So, like, go run to the wall and grab 1d4 sizable trees, and you ought to be there.
No. The problem is how much I can make with fabricate.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh.
How
Okay.
many-
No,
how many
I
cubic
can make
feet?
100 cubic feet.
Oh, yeah, no, you're golden then.
Quick thought
Okay.
with that. You might just want to make the tension arm front section and have someone else make the rail.
Any particular reason?
So that you can make more than one.
Yeah, you might be able to whip out, let's be ungenerous, 5.
Yeah. Question is, who's
Yours?
the other person?
The one with expert woodworking tools.
How many of us in here are actually kind of good at stealth, by the way?
Yeah, and yet.
He went from
Shao is.
magpie to this guy.
Hey, you got that extra +4.
Define kinda.
Okay,
Plus 10.
It's a 9.
It's a +9? That's still good.
11.
That's
I
good.
believe we are as good at stealth as the amount of invisibility cast on us.
Yeah. Zhao, my little monkey has a +13.
I mean, I will say we could always just try and ambush them.
It's not a horrible thought.
Well, they're
I
approaching from
mean,
the
at the
north,
very
so
least, some of us
northeast.
could be behind them. You know what they say, pincer trap tends to catch more than just a raw jab.
Indeed.
And if we were doing
Do people say
that, I could use Wall of Force to hold them in a spot for a bit.
I could even buy you time to make more of these fabrications of yours, potentially. So,
Much easier
Skoros
to
here.
smash bug against wall than in open palm.
Skoros
Indeed.
here can attest I'm good at not being noticed.
And if we can box them in, maybe fight 1 or 2 at a time.
They
I've never
never-
fought a stone giant, but I think I'm good at it.
We fought men before. These things are just giant men. Think of
Oh,
it like that.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Someone said this to me once. I don't know if it's true.
I don't know if it's
Was
true
it-
because I'm small.
And
They're not
again, Egor never fall. Never happened.
Yeah.
Egor has never fallen once in his entire life.
Except when
Never
tried
once.
trap
You actually
used,
had
but
fallen, but it was always so hard you forgot it.
Or there's not a lot of distance covered, so it doesn't feel like a fall so much as like a whoop. And
Yeah,
then you
no,
pick
his
yourself back up.
pecs are so huge he doesn't actually become fully prone. Yeah.
Oh,
Egor
God.
doesn't fall; he goes to the push-up position.
Yeah.
I don't fall.
He
I just
drops
do
and gives you
push-ups with
20.
my chest.
I do not fall. I only exercise.
Oh, I'm falling! Hop, 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 hop.
I do not fall. I only simply learn to walk with hands.
Yes, like this, and then he does a handstand.
I just see him kicking his legs out from underneath him, just kind of holding them up in front of him as he walks like that.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't even do the full upside down handstand. He just like he's so short he could just kick his legs up like to his chest and just walk with his arms.
So with Kellery's knowledge nature check, it was real big. Do we happen to know if the stone giant has dark vision?
That was not asked of me.
That's fair. Because my only
Can a
hang-up...
stone giant see in darkness? No idea.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I do not have knowledge skills.
You be forgetting about the dragon. His bigger problem.
Are you French or Jamaican or Swedish?
Yes.
Technically,
All of the
Jamaican
above.
could have Frenchy kind of accenty stuff happen to
Yeah.
it. So
Indeed.
Is a 15 enough to know if they have dark vision?
combined with the other, with the 30s and stuff like that, as you guys, combine your brain and your studies, and the monkey thinks as well. Yeah, you guys think it. They do. If they're like most dragon giantkin, they probably have dark vision.
Yeah, show of hands, everyone. Who can see in the dark? Skoros will cross his arms.
Yeah.
Myself and my monkey will both raise our hands.
With or without a drink?
Without them seeing light.
Yes, I can. How many people do not raise their hands?
I do.
No, Egor does not. I'm fairly certain
Skoros does not.
don't see in the dark.
Unfortunately, I have focused more so on blending in with the shadows and not seeing them.
Well, I do have one of those slots still open, yes. That's the marvels. You create and extract and decide what you want it to be later. Yeah, I can share around a deal of communal dark vision.
Or
8 hours divided among people using it.
That is a good idea.
Starting now or starting later?
well, they're infusions, so starting whenever we drink them.
Yeah, we just all have the potion. Or if it's a communal spell, we all have the shot glass.
No, this would be a share the shot glass.
Fair enough.
So,
Okay.
4 of you don't have dark vision, correct?
Is it 4 of us?
I'm
I know-
metagaming pretty hard, but that
It's the
Azamar has
2
dark
humans
vision.
and the halfling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The humans, the halfling, and the elf, and my falcon as well.
Well, it says creatures. So, well, technically I drink it and all I gotta do is touch it.
Yeah.
And
Does
I have
anyone
a-
else... Are you all aware of the haste spell?
Skoros will nod.
Of course you are. I take it with you all the time. I just say, kind of like looking over at you, like shaking my head. I'm talking to the ones who actually know a thing or two about magic.
Yes. Yes, I do.
I presume the shaman does because of the way he's moving his head, but I can't tell.
No, I think he's listening to K-pop.
Oh,
No, it's
Classic
no.
Alex.
Adam
Is
told
it-
me to put on battle music, and so I did.
I'm going to go put on some aviators when we finally get into combat.
I'm gonna put on some infected mushroom.
Got
Come on,
aviators,
it's
metal.
Rick Astley. We know it.
Never gonna give.
Never going to give up. Deadlifts. Never going to not kill stone giants.
Alright then. So, I know that I'm, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but does attacking from stealth also make it so that way an enemy's flat-footed? Or is that a 5e roll?
They're if they can't see us, they're flat-footed to us. However, like unless you have greater invisibility, they're gonna like auto see you basically because then
Once I make an attack, yeah.
because the stealth check after to snipe is with a -20 penalty.
Unless you have sniper.
Or happen
Nope.
to be a shadow dancer. Man, this would have been so easy. There's 12 stone giants coming. All right, Magpie.
Go have
Go on
fun.
in there.
Look, I'm an arcane trickster. I'm okay. I'm the less OP cousin of it.
Sure. I forgot your plan. I still have it in my head. You're a cleric. Okay.
No.
Arcane trickster.
Magpie wouldn't have even had to go anywhere. I could have
Yeah.
just let the shadow do it.
Yeah.
Hey, you had to get your shadow back. Still missing.
Well,
Ugh, my class feature was too good, so the DM took it away.
Oh, you
No, the
let
shadow
your-
died to Black Maga.
Yeah, you let
Yeah,
your
I
shadow get close to Black Maga and had to pay for it. Meh, meh.
It's a fair price.
To live.
Debuff that thing so we can all get out.
so then, perhaps should I go out and scout?
He's not the worst idea.
Yeah, probably. Sound like a good idea. The more we know, the more knowing is half battle. Also, someone say this to me. I'm not sure if true.
Egor.
Apparently you hear much. Apparently you pay attention much in bar and drunk instead of other way around. You remember things, not people.
Adam, how much of that forest, or rather, I guess the better way to say that, how far does the forest to the north of Sandpoint extend?
It extends north and east quite a ways. You can see here. You guys have a handout. Locations.
The hinterlands,
Yes.
I think.
Show to players.
Yeah.
So, you see the Sandpoint hinterlands. Sandpoint is over there. There's Foxcomb Manor. Okay. So, you guys are up near. I hate it when they put the north on the other side. That's so messed up. Stop that.
I concur. Ick.
Ugh. It's supposed to be like this.
You guys are so crotchety about
Yes.
compass
Yeah.
rose.
North goes up all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to though.
It should.
It
Sorry.
needs
why
to
can't
be
the
either
map
north
stay on
up
the
or
income?
track up. That's the way the radars work.
It really messes me up because you see the north going that way, and you're like, oh, we're going to go down to Foxglove Manor, but you didn't. You went up to Foxglove Manor.
You should just, I mean, maybe paper is wrong size and you have to fit whole thing onto paper, so it has to go sideways. You already draw a compass rose. You know, it's not so bad.
It's pretty bad because Sandpoint and Foxglove Manor are on the east, not the west.
Judgmental.
No, I mean like it's turned around. Fine. You believe what you want, but that looks like it's mirrored instead of.
I will defend the validity of the continent map I made where the compass rose is tilted.
No, I don't mind a tilt. I mind it being east instead of north. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right. So, I'm
Well,
hearing.
guys, at least I know where we can find the lizard.
How do you know this?
You check the dragon's punch bowl.
Yes, There's his punch bowl right up there.
We poison it quickly. He will join the cult of Skoros.
When did you?
No, this is called a dab. Yes, indeed. I said
Skoros
jab. I
dab.
guess.
When
jab
did you
dab.
get a cult?
This is not important. In any case,
Yes, there's a pair of small islands marked the Dragon's Punch Bowl, top center of the Sandpoint Hinterlands map as it is currently oriented.
indeed.
Man, this is messed up. This is really I really.
Oh
don't
my
like this.
god.
I'm inclined to agree. In any case, Willton, I cannot keep up with you if we are trying to be quiet, but I'm worried if you go by yourself. 12-1 plus a dragon. No, I think we should stay together. However, if we could possibly catch a couple of them and I'll like mime a wall of force, fight one or two at a time.
How big is this wall of force again?
I have 10.
100 feet worth.
Yeah,
100.
I have
total
10
feet.
10-foot squares.
10 10-foot squares.
To
Okay.
be most accurate. And I can have that up for a minute.
10 rounds is a long time in combat.
It is, but it is a 5th level spell, and there's not a ton of those to fling around.
No, but you could theoretically just encircle a couple of them.
Yeah.
Does it say how thick the walls are?
They have no thickness, but it's just force.
So they're not climbable. It's like monofilament. You put your hand on top of your fingers, just come off.
I don't know how climbing works, but that makes enough sense. Because it doesn't discuss thickness or whatever.
How hard is it to break them?
Hardness 30 and 200 hit points.
Yeah, okay. So we're fine. That seems to be the plan.
It's 20 per caster level, so. And hardness 30. So,
All
yeah,
right.
they're hard.
So what
they're
I'm
very,
hearing is
very hard to break.
we get as many people into down below as possible.
Yeah, the catacombs underneath the glass works.
Okay.
Mhm.
That'll fit a lot of people, but not everybody.
Well, there's like a whole facility down there.
There was, yeah. But Sandpoint's not as, like, what is the population of Sandpoint?
There's
Listen
ballpark
to
it.
the GM.
Never!
there's about 2,000 people ish, you know.
That's what I thought.
So I mean, you can fit some down there, and even if you line everybody up by shoulder to shoulder and give them another 5 feet in front of them to stretch their legs out, you're going to run into the situation where you're not going to have enough room below the glassworks and in the catacombs of wrath. And you know, not everybody's going to want to go down into the catacombs of wrath when they see, oh, look at this water.
Don't drink the lemonade. It'll turn into a sin spawn. That was a whole session. Sheehan just, what happens if we do this? Oops. Another encounter. Adam, what is the church at Desna made of?
The church building is made of some stone, so it has a lot of reinforcement that way. There is a lot of wood mixed in there too. I mean, it's made with local materials.
So, like, the church is still flammable, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, some of it's still flammable, some of it isn't.
Okay. That's my big hang up about having anybody hide in any building in Sandpoint. If there's a red dragon around, they're just gonna seal their own fate. What is it's over on like the far left of the map, the old light, that like busted up looking thing?
Oh, the collapsed light tower?
Yeah, those were the creepy ruins that the old guy asked me and Runemane to come and look at.
So you guys did get in there past campaign. Runemane and Kellery would know that so far all they have access to is just a room below, with a bunch of old Thessalonian on the walls and stuff. And if it's given a whole bunch of fire or destruction or damage, that will probably collapse. So it's not like it's going to be something that's a secure place.
That makes sense. Okay, here's a random idea. I'm going to throw a knowledge local check down. It's kind of metagamey. What about Thistletop?
Well, if you look
Do
at
I
the
know-
hinterlands,
Do I know what Thistletop is?
okay.
I guess
It's
before you
where
ask
they're
that.
coming from.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, no. If you look at it the way it's see, because this is why I think the hinterlands map is wrong. If you look at it the way the hinterlands map is, that's to the east, okay, and south. You went east and south. They're coming from the north, according to the map in Sandpoint. They're coming from the north, and
So they're coming from the
east.
sea.
I know. See why I say it's wrong. It's Paizo. It's wrong.
They're swimming. Fuck.
They're pumice giants. They float.
No!
I'm gonna tell you, I'm not scared of pumice giants.
But
They're
you know
probably
they'll
easier to
slowly
hurt,
wear.
yeah.
It's a pumice giant, man. They just slowly wear you down. You know.
I'm using unarmed strikes. Please don't make me fight a pumice giant.
Oh, I'm so exfoliated. Ah.
Yeah, it's all fun and games until that exfoliation reaches below the skin.
Until I start bleeding out from punching a dude.
Yeah, it starts grinding off flesh as well.
That's why I hit people with barbells.
All right.
So in any case, is Thistletop in a different direction than from
it depends
the
which map you
direction
go
the
by.
giants are coming?
We will
By
technically,
your map.
We will technically go by the hinterlands map, which means it's south, which would be away from them. However, if you look at it, it's not close. It's way down at the Metalwood. It took a day to get there. So, I mean, it took most of a day to get there. You could send people down that way, but they'd have to deal with anything they find along the way.
And I imagine that's what the militia is for. The militia is more well trained to handle 1d4 plus 1 dire wolves than they are like 12 stone giants and a red dragon. It's dicey, but like
Sure.
if a 26 is enough for me to know that Thistletop is it's real big and it's got like it's hard to access it and things.
It's got a bunch of goblin guts rotting in it.
I assumed there was something along the lines of how Hemlock was going to go clean it up.
Yeah, I mean, that took a lot of priority over what else was happening. But okay.
I don't know. I have no idea. In between, I wasn't even here for Thistletop.
But, I mean, you know that Thistletop is there. You've heard of it. As far as you know, it's still got goblins in it.
Fair enough. Okay, never mind.
In either way, I think we can just leave it to the mayor. Take care of the civilians.
Not good enough. And now I'm going French
Not
too.
good
Damn
enough.
it.
It is no bon.
It is muy not bueno. I've done too many
That's
languages.
that's Spanish with a French accent.
I live in America.
This isn't
We don't speak
Portuguese.
French. Hell no. Hell no.
Unless you live in Pennsylvania where it's an official language.
Or Louisiana.
That's just a holdover. No one speaks it. Okay.
Or like half of St. Louis. Well,
Make your final plans.
is there anywhere else? Hemlock, is there anywhere else that we can take them?
I don't know. I'll just throw you that. Thistletop, the old keep, was cleared out recently by the recent heroes of Sandpoint that aren't here right now. But it's still got... It's not exactly the best place to go, and there are dangers along the road. I don't know if we could feasibly send enough people down there. I know that the below in the catacombs are going to be a good bet. You can get a good deal of people down there. but that's only possibly a third of the city. Not a third. That's only possibly a fourth of the city.
Only a fourth.
If you got 2,000 people, you can fit 500.
500 people is a lot of people to fit into a little tiny place like that.
Still good. Take children, wives, and all of them oldies.
So we can split the
Oh,
townsfolk
oldies.
in between collapsed lighthouse ruin, underneath glassworks, maybe out in woods. Anywhere but not inside city is better.
There do seem to be a couple of other stone buildings, and given that they're off of Tower Street, one of them might actually be defensible. Numbers 10 and 11 on the map.
I will look those up so that you guys can keep track of it.
As well as number 20.
10, 11, and 20 is what I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
No, 20 is the glassworks.
Oh, fair. It's on Glass Street indeed. Conveniently right next to the beach where one would make the glass.
Yeah,
All right.
Glass Street, which is next to Sand Street.
And
10
Gull Street.
is the Sandpoint garrison.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Sounds
I mean, that
defensible
makes
to me.
sense. That would be a secure building.
Mm-hmm.
And what's 11 then?
11
I have to imagine it's like
is
the
the
mayor's house.
Sandpoint Town Hall.
If it's a stone building,
Stone
They are
building
both-
doesn't burn.
They are both predominantly stone.
Hmm.
There's some wood, but they are both predominantly stone.
it's better than a kick in the ass.
Indeed. Willton,
Mm-hmm.
how many of us can you make invisible at once?
Let me think. Yes, well,
I can
That
also
depend-
cast some invisibility.
that is a good start. I'm able to cast 8 instances of it.
How many at once?
I do not believe. Let me check. I do not believe it will be impossible for me to cast all of them at once.
I see. Well, I believe it will certainly take time for Nod and Hemlock to get everyone where they need to go. I like the ambush plan. I worry for those of us who are less sneaky. But if we can disappear, fall back into the forest, hit and run. If nothing else, the trees may provide some cover. Anyone opposed?
I mean, this is how I normally assist you. Now you're starting to realize my tactics.
And turning in the direction of the rest of the party.
So just to confirm, we are dividing townsfolk up among underneath glassworks. The barracks. What 11 was the mayor's house?
The town hall.
Town hall.
Town hall, barracks, the old light ruins, and maybe Thistletop, if anyone is left.
The old light ruins, you know, can only hold about 20 to 30 people in that room.
It's something.
It's a start.
It's 20 or 30 people
My-
on fire.
Yes, but I will just say I don't know. I have not had a chance to inspect it. Quint had not. He called us to help with the translations. I do not know what the Thessalonian in there says. For all I know, some of it could be trapped. It's not a plan I trust.
So
Kellery
not go
makes a
to
point.
ruins. Then I have to go to Thistletop. You say keep in woods?
That would be convenient.
There's no keep in the woods. No. And
I know, but they called it Thistletop Keep. That's what he heard.
oh,
Fair.
this will help. No. Unfortunately, no. It's like it'd take the rest of the time that you estimated people for them to get here to get there. So, and
Yeah.
again, we would do a roll for a random encounter.
So,
Oh God.
if we can house like 500 people in the city,
What's double zeros mean, Adam? Sorry, not to
That's-
interrupt.
that would still be 1,500 people marching, in one group.
So you guys can make a note. 500 can fit down in the catacombs. 20, we'll say 25 can fit in the old light.
House.
200 can fit in the barracks. And right about 200 can fit. Well, no, that's silly. Right about 150 can fit into the town hall.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's still
That's
like
still-
roughly 1,000 people.
Still
It's
half of the
still less
population.
than half,
Mhm.
but it's better than nothing.
Yeah, I mean, just send them away, and the odds of them getting attacked by anything is rather
So-
small, I'd say.
How many
Yeah.
boats
Send
are
them
there?
in the
left
opposite
here?
direction of the giants.
Yeah.
No, they'll be cannon fodder. It'll be great.
What alignment are you again? Lawful, we don't know yet. Lawful, we just met this man.
Probably not lawful anything.
So
All right.
how many people could we get on boats?
There's galley. It's not a full galley, but the one with the cannons could feasibly fit maybe if you packed the deck, maybe 100 people, because you pack the unders and then the deck, and you got the crew that's already on there that doesn't count towards this total of about 2,000 people in town. So
Yeah.
it's about at most 100 people at most.
Okay. It's just like if you had them go out at a couple hundred to 1,000 feet into the water, hypothetically the stone giants might not be able to get to them.
Or we could start ferrying people to. Well, let me bring up the map of the hinterlands. I was going to say those islands, but I don't know how far they are away or what is there.
Well, I mean,
Could we
it's
focus
not-
on the combat rather than the evacuations? Because it's rather like
Yeah.
mundane. Like really, we just send them away. Doesn't really matter where we send them.
And
What does
the
if they get
local
killed?
and the local authorities should have a better sense of where and how to do this.
So they will send them to the best of their ability to places that they think are safe. You guys have allocated that at least whatever amount you guys decide to do are sent away sent into the ruins and stuff like that. And then, right about that time, Quink barges in and says, "I made it! I made it! Why am I here?" And he does not have his pants on.
Classic.
And
You
that's-
forgot pants, friends.
What?
Never mind.
And that's where we'll stop that one. So that's this recording. This episode. We have prepared, we have planned. Next episode means we start the battle. So, that's that.
What do you mean battle? We just teleport away.
Quiet you!
All right. Thank you for watching, everyone. Have a great day. God bless and enjoy. And remember that all of this content was brought to you and made possible by travelers and viewers like you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
But
Hey, Tommy,
Yes.
can you get me a beer out of the space bag?
This content was made possible by travelers and viewers like you. Thank you.